Hello, everyone. This is Mark Blanton from the real South Africa. We got a scorcher today, or we got a great episode. So we hope you guys watch it, check it out. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We got a young lady from the DMV, or the what do we call that? We call that the DC metropolitan area as well. And she's looking at making South Africa her home. She's been here several times. She's been to Cape Town, obviously. She's been to Durban, and now she's in Joburg, and she's sitting with us. And so we're just sharing some thoughts about what happens here in South Africa, her views. She's bouncing them off of me, asking me what I think. So it's going to be awesome. If you're South African, you would actually love it as well. So let's go ahead and go after it, and I'll see you out there.
And I hooked up with the Sisters in South Africa website, and I'm a Delta, so we got the little sorority, connection finally. So we're here. There's a chapter.
Great.
So that's about it. Lawyer. I told you I was in the Hoover building for a little bit. Then not my thing.
DC?
So,
That DC?
DC.
Yeah, I remember that place.
And that's about it.
I would get y'all some fries, but
I'm good. I had so much
I'm
fun.
offering you some fries. I'm not offering you. Want some fries?
Oh, wow. Straight up. I'm straight up Baltimore, so
Yeah, she's
hey.
a proper South African, so we got to treat each other properly.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah.
I know all the local lingo.
Okay. Americans, we just, it's Americans. Trust me.
She knows.
Yeah.
She's been there. So the story is her husband was an exchange student with me about 30 years ago. He did his senior year in high school at Gilman. I was at Bryn Mawr in Maryland. And then he went on to Stanford University, came back, worked for Deloitte, and blah, 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 blah. Here we are.
Deloitte here, right?
Yeah, after Stanford.
Two friends that work over here.
Okay.
Oh.
And then the girls, their kids come over, stay with me, and then come here and just trying to figure out, like, long term.
What is there to figure out?
It's so big. Like, I don't know if I want Durban. I don't know if I want Cape Town. I don't know if I want to be like Joburg
How about
suburbs.
East London? How about Petermarisburg?
I know.
How about
We've been through all
Richards
that.
Bay?
We've been through. Been everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just making a decision. Like,
Yeah, Port Elizabeth. What about?
So yeah.
There's so many little towns in between.
I know. It's just
to go to the Eastern Cape.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the little hidden secret. People don't know.
Been to every province.
Yeah,
never
but Eastern
Cape.
Yeah.
Cape.
Yeah, your Northern Cape is Kimberley. Then you're pretty much nowhere.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere.
So I don't know. I don't know. So I'm just trying to figure it out. And so I was like, I wanted to take a tour of this estate, but I want to be close to them. But at the same time, if I'm gonna uproot and leave the States, I want to make it worth my while. Because I love the beach, love nature, but then it's like I like the city vibe.
But why would you want to leave the United States of America?
Born and raised, been there, done that. 3 black sons,
Yeah.
oldest at Morehouse.
You paying a lot of money then.
No, he got a full academic scholarship.
Okay, I remember writing those checks.
Yeah. How many you have? 2?
Just one.
One. Where did she go?
Norfolk State.
Oh, okay.
That's where I wrote the checks to.
Yeah, I went to UVA, so
Yeah.
my husband and I went to UVA, so
Okay.
yeah.
That doesn't translate too greatly over here, but
It doesn't.
it's,
That's all good.
nobody cares.
Yeah, but I do.
I never. Yeah, I do personally, but
Yeah.
I don't really.
But I'm talking.
Tout.
I'm talking to you. It's not touting. I'm talking to
No,
you.
no. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. It has no value here.
like if a South African says,
There's
they
no
come to America. I went to University of Cape Town. I went to
Right.
Witwatersrand.
That's where
And
her
yeah,
daughter is. Yeah.
and people would be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it all depends on what you want to do too. If you want to connect with, or what the motive is. If you're just gonna come to retire, or if you're just gonna come build business or make connections, because there's a lot of UVA folks here too.
There are.
Yep.
I had one in my house the other day.
See? So it makes a difference when you're talking to.
Yeah. He was here. He works for NBA Africa.
Oh, you're talking about, and his wife is Alana. You're talking about Finley. I mean, what's Mark Flexner? Yeah, he's a Kappa.
Yeah, he came through the other day.
Okay. All right. I hit his wife up. She actually was, they actually were 2 years ahead of us at school.
Uh-huh.
All right. Cool. Yeah. It's a small world, right?
Very small.
Yeah. Small world.
Very small.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like I told you, 20 I saw on his website, and that's when we went to Cape Town and saw her.
So
that's right, you
knows
did.
20.
Well, I don't know if they know each other, but I just saw her on the website.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
when we organized in Cape Town, and that's who we were, took us around and took us to the spots.
Yeah, we know her pretty.
So,
Know her pretty well. Know her. Yeah.
as well as you can, being on the continent,
Mhm.
make those relations.
Yeah.
I got it.
Well, I'm glad you're thinking about coming over here.
Oh yeah, we've been thinking about it for a while. It's just a matter of waiting for the kids to get older. My youngest is going into 8th grade, or let him finish high school here, or just kind of get something down and then plan on
decisions.
Yeah, but no rush. We'll figure it out because we had purchased that property in Waterfall, then backed out of that because then it was just like, why get a 1-bedroom condo? It was beautiful, but then it's like, if we got the kids, if we're gonna have the kids, it's like then we have to get something else, and that would just be the investment, like I was saying, and then just get like property, like a family home for everybody, for the kids too. So, and for you guys to come visit.
Yeah, they got to stop by.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So you've been here how many years?
For a few. In this, I've been 3 years.
Okay.
Yep.
There's your beautiful wife.
There she is. I knew she was coming at some point. Yeah.
It's sunny. I should put my sunglasses.
Yep.
Hello. How are you?
Be outside somewhere.
Well, you know the deal. You know
Gotta
me.
enjoy the sun. I'm Stacy.
That's Stacy.
Hi, I'm Bully. Nice to meet you.
Miss Bully.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, exactly.
She's from the Northwest.
Oh, she's from
People
Northwest?
say that's like fully vaccinated, but it doesn't
You know,
matter.
You may
Does
not know.
not matter.
And I didn't know. Somebody told me just
That's
recently.
beautiful. I like your top.
Thank you. I had it made for myself.
Nice.
Somebody told me something about.
Well, I didn't make it. I had somebody do it for me.
Yeah.
It's like you got skills.
No, I should have skills, but I don't.
But help me out with this. Where that big resort out there,
Sun City.
Sun City is.
Oh, that was nice.
I was
We went there last year. Was it last year?
2 years ago.
Yes, 2019.
Probably 19.
Yeah.
Well, you know they have like obviously a casino there and gambling and all that. We've all been there. Somebody told me, and I could be wrong, that it wasn't part of South Africa. That part. It was part that just belonged to a kingdom, but you could just go there anytime you want. No need to. You know what I'm talking about?
It was part of not South Africa, but
Some kingdom.
Botswana.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I gotta do some research
So
on
it is
that.
still under Northwest. Northwest changed. Botswana changed to be Northwest.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was amazing. I was shocked.
She and her husband, that
So
history.
our president was Lucas Mamope.
Mm-hmm.
And then this side, the president then it was President Botha. Then he changed, it was de Klerk.
Yeah.
And then around de Klerk, that's when they changed things.
Mm-hmm.
Around 1994.
So y'all did things completely different than South Africa.
Yeah, it was completely different.
So y'all didn't have like the apartheid situation. Wow.
We had our own homeland.
Yeah.
They used to call it a homeland.
Little did I know. I was just shocked when he told me. So
Before 1994, it was different. We didn't have like provinces like this.
yeah.
We had like homelands like Swaziland,
Yeah.
like Botswana, like
Lesotho. All that. Yeah.
So it was something like Swaziland.
Yeah.
Lesotho.
So basically it's like an all new South Africa. No, for real. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Cause that threw me off because it's not far.
No.
You can get there in no time.
It is 3 hours, 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sorry about that side note.
No, it's all good.
Yeah,
So
I
you
just
guys
thought it was
loving it here? You loving it?
No complaints.
She
Excellent.
stopped complaining. She finished. Nah, yeah.
So I was saying, like, I was telling Bully, she was like, "Do you know them?" I said, "No, but I watched the videos and I promote your videos and I subscribe." And we had that quick phone call, and I tell everybody, and I was just like, until you get here, you just don't understand it. And, you know, and when my kids came and my mom, my husband, they were just like, okay, because I came a solo trip, and they were just like, no, I'm good, just go. And I just booked
Been
it.
here 4 times now since 2018.
19.
20
Like
no,
4 times in 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to stay away, isn't it?
It is. I extended. I was supposed to be home now. I extended it.
I
2
wish
weeks.
it was 4 times in 2 years. We were here like 6 times in a year. We're like every couple months, we're like, it's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
And that's how you feel. And it's just like, and when people come, there was about, 50 of us, 50 Americans came, but we did that big
70,
trip.
I think.
Yeah. It's like 50 of us that came. But this chick in Cape Town organized it, but it was one of those family type trips because people brought their kids, and we were in Franschhoek, and basically, we stayed there most of the time. Well, I came to Joburg. We came to Joburg and then went there and did the whole wine tour, and they loved it. They were just like, wow. And the kids were like, can we stay? And I'm talking about young kids. And so now the parents are like, maybe we'll do a year, and I'll connect them with you all, a year sort of like abroad. And that way the kids can get into school and really see, like, oh, it's not just for vacation and how it is to actually live here.
Yeah.
You know how kids are. And so I said, try it out. If your work allows you to telework, and just figure it out. And probably you can help with the visa. And then, organize and set them up.
Yeah, we're actually helping somebody right now with I think she actually went to, where did she go, Tanzania? She went to Tanzania, and now she came here. She has kids now. They moved there, her and her mom, and the 2 kids. And then now she's like, she came here and was like, whoa. Okay.
So she was leaving Tanzania and coming
back.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like, whoa.
It's very different. You've been there, right?
Well, no, I haven't been there.
I just got back last weekend, and it's not
It's
South Africa. Right. It's
nothing South Africa.
Unless you go, I mean, I was at Zanzibar, but other than that.
The thing is with South Africa, it's different to the other African.
Yeah.
You can stay only here.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, Americans can stay only here in South Africa.
And she said, why do Americans love South Africa? And I was like, why wouldn't you?
Go to Tanzania, you come back.
That's mine.
Depressed.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I've done the depression thing.
Yeah.
I left and came back and landed back in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I was just like, screw this. No, seriously, like I'm getting my bags.
Yeah.
You turned great.
Like I got my bags. I never forget.
What is wrong with you?
Because we always get our bags.
Say it again. Thank you.
Yeah,
I try to explain. It's just,
and I'm like you, and then he just be angry for no reason at all.
Cranky, right?
Mad. I'm like,
cranky.
What is wrong with you?
Cranky. Yeah.
I'm having to compartmentalize, so I got to go into the office, and he's just like,
yeah.
After a while, I'd be like, I got to go, and I'd be like, all right. So he would come a lot without me because he really couldn't.
Yeah. Opened my eyes when my kids were just like, I was sharing with Mark. We have 3 sons, and they were like, we're everywhere. And I said,
Yes.
I said, it's different to be in the majority and not have to do that. And he's like, we go to the shops, we turn on the TV, like the barber shop, like everywhere it's us. And I said, I'm glad you got to experience that, because at home, we're in Montgomery County, it's diverse and everything, but you're still, it's still, it's still, it is.
It's a feeling that you can't really describe unless you actually feel it.
Right.
Like, it's a sense of, it's an easing, like
right. Right.
Like, so you get to like decompress. You know what I mean? Versus like when you walk around and nobody looks like you, you're like.
That's shared with Bully. I said it's interesting. I said because at home, if you see somebody of color or whatever, it's that body language is like that nod or that acknowledgement.
I'm gonna recognize you for sure.
Here, when I do that, they're like, "Why are you doing that?" And I forget. I'm like, "Oh, because right? No, but not only that, Tasha. It's just like, why are you speaking to me? I don't know you. Whereas at home, it's because you just acknowledge another person of color. Here, they're like, "Do I know you? Like, is that why you're speaking to me?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of us." So
a whole lot of us.
Yeah, it's very different. And then what you could get, the value for your money, and just the services and the sense of community. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I would say that I think it helps because most of this, I don't say most, I mean most South Africans that I've ran into, they just make it easy.
Yeah.
They make it super easy to be here. Say again? Very. I'm not just saying it just because. I'm saying it because it's the truth.
Yeah.
The conversation I saw on the phone was with a white girl from South Africa, and she was just like, and it always floors me when a white South African says, "I don't understand why you guys are still over there.
Why you struggle to be there when you can survive here?"
Easily.
Yeah. Yep.
But she was dead serious. She was like, I'm married to a German. She was like, I don't understand.
okay.
She's like, I don't understand why Black Americans are like still that side. She was like, after January 6th, y'all should have packed up all y'all stuff. I'm like, that's embarrassing.
No, but it's
Because
so
she made the
true.
comparison. She was just like, y'all were peacefully marching and they tear gassed you and rubber bullet you. She said, these people were literally storming the Capitol.
How do you explain that?
Country. She's like, and nothing happened to
Yep.
them. She was like, if that wasn't a neon green flashing light for you guys and you're there, she's
to
like,
at least
I'm on
try
this
to
side.
start
And
moving.
so this, I was
She's
gonna say,
like-
this side recognize that.
She's like, I'm afraid for you guys.
Yeah.
She goes, she says, I don't think, she said to me, I
And
don't
she's
think
white
that
South African.
I don't think you're safe in America.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not. I appreciate that. She says, you're safer here, and
Yep.
I'm glad that you're here. I'm like, that's embarrassing. But I'm
But it's the
I'm grateful
reality.
for her sympathy, though, because she says, I'm never going to say, I know it's like to be Black. She's like, I don't.
Okay.
She said, but I think that you got to start somewhere and at least recognize that you've wronged some people, and allow them to just live.
And see, that's the thing. Like I was like, it's hard to explain. Like, you feel like a refugee in a country, and I was like, we were forced immigrants. I was like, we didn't ask to come to the States. Like,
Go on a boat ride.
right, right. We were exactly
A cruise.
a cruise. No, that's the upscale way to say it. Right. And I said, so it's right. And I said, so it's not like you're not patriotic. I was like, that's not our country. And I said, so when you come here, even if you don't know your roots, Ghanaian, Nigerian, whatever, I said, you come on the continent and you feel like, wow, like this is supposed to. And we were talking about food. I said, Bully, this is what we eat at home. I said, you got to realize. I said, West Africa. I said, all the foods you eat and the foods my mom would cook. By the time it got to the Caribbean, it got to the Black South. It's all the same. It's just prepared differently. Because she was like, I'm making this. She's like, you eat. I was like, it's the same food. Our roots are. It's the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Say again?
You guys need to come back.
Well, I'm here.
They need
All
to
of
come
yeah,
back.
yeah. No,
They
yeah,
go back. I'm
yeah,
here.
You know.
They on their own.
yeah, yeah.
And you really need to get your roots, find them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of when I was there,
Mm-hmm.
I think 2016, 2017.
When I was in Florida.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
they bought us tickets to go to that museum.
Oh, the African American Museum in DC.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys went there. She was heartbroken.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's horrible. You can't finish that
Yeah,
thing inside. It's sad.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She was heartbroken. She was just like you said, why are you here? Like that's the treatment of Black Americans still.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Yesterday.
right. And it's just
Tomorrow.
like, right.
Tomorrow.
I was like, stop looking at Housewives of Atlanta. Like, that's not the reality. Stop, you know? And I said, you guys see what they want you to see on TV, the same as the pictures that, of the Ethiopian kids with the, the big bellies. I was like, but you have to experience it and be here. And I'm glad you were at the U.S. She's been to the U.S. so many times and knows
The
the real
difference.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
So
I remember last time I went with my husband, I was like, you know what? I think we were there for 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And then I ended up saying to him, 2 weeks is too much.
Wow.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I
That's how I
don't
feel
like
when
to
I
be a
go back.
foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of you don't feel that thing.
Yeah.
After touring around, you are done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you are home.
Yeah. And whereas here, when I land, there's so many brides and everybody wants to host and this and
Yeah.
you're
It's
just
what's
like,
up. Yeah. Especially during normal times.
yeah.
Normal times is
It's
ridiculous
like 2
here.
weeks is too much.
Yeah.
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 That's how we feel when we visit.
That's
2
how I
weeks is too
feel.
much.
When you go back to the
Yeah.
States.
It's too much.
We
Yeah.
went back. Yeah, we went back just before COVID. We went there for a little bit, and even my sister was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like,
You were edgy?
I didn't want to be there, So she actually thought it was because of, maybe the house, because she has a beautiful home, everything. Not, it's
What
always
area?
nice.
What area
Virginia,
you
Stafford.
Oh,
Northern
you're in
Virginia.
Stafford. Yeah. Is
And
Stafford
so-
considered northern still?
Yeah, it's still.
Okay.
It's matter of
It
fact,
keeps. I know
it goes further and further
so
south.
Richmond is going to be now Northern
Pretty soon,
Virginia.
because people are actually living in Richmond and driving to DC for work.
Yeah,
because of the housing costs.
Yeah,
Because Fredericksburg was. I remember when Stafford was far out.
Right,
It's like
that's what I'm
nobody
saying. It
talked
was
about
farm.
Stafford.
Nobody
So you
lived
move
there.
there because of housing prices. Now housing
Yeah.
prices. You're talking about just a basic house. You're talking about $500,000.
Yeah, that's the same with Frederick
house.
County. People are moving there and commuting.
Yeah, but we went there and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I just didn't feel like I needed to be there.
We were miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long were you there?
And you feel like you are home.
I wasn't even wasn't that long. Was it?
No, we did one trip. We got there a week before, did one travel show, and then left the next week. So
Yeah.
Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole time I just looked around. And then when you you sit down and you talk to people,
Yep.
your people that you've known,
There's
we
no,
didn't see
and they
anybody.
I did. I remember I went to
you saw your
Chili's.
relatives?
Well, relatives and some friends.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there talking to my friends, and I'm just hearing their conversation, and I'm hearing the stress in their voice. I'm hearing
What do we talk about?
like, yeah, man, I'm still trying to, and I'm like, and I didn't say anything. I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah. But when you hear, you don't hear that. Yeah, even if there are people.
Now that the weather, the fact that the nature, the food, like my body has, every time I come, my body is like changing because they're like, what is this like like fresh food with no additives and preservatives? It's like a shock. Like, what are these real eggs? Like, what is this real chicken?
But you know what's funny?
It's different.
We and we've been getting a lot of people who they come and we ask for their dietary, just in case,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of us that are like they've gone vegan or some form of vegan or whatever the case may be, and which is fine. And I understand why, because of the food that they eat.
Our food source at home is garbage.
It's super garbage. And then they come here and they're like, everything seems fresher. And then there are those that are literally be like, well, let me try. I've had beef in a year or two.
Some lamb.
Yeah, let me try it. And then they like, oh my God, this is this. And then the whole time they're here, they're eating. They're off the.
It's hard to explain unless you experience it, because like yesterday they wanted lemonade. She has a lemon tree, and I'm with the rake pulling lemons. I was like, at home you get this and you squeeze it with some sugar, and I'm like, I'm actually getting fresh lemons, and
I got
people
lemon tree in my yard.
Yeah, and people don't understand how the diet can make a difference in your mindset. It's just like that sodium, diabetes, all that stuff that we have. It's just like she cooks every day. I mean, we go out every now and then, but the fresh food, and my kids were like, "Wow, this is good." I said, "Yeah, it's not Popeyes, McDonald's."
I didn't like spinach. I like spinach.
Thank you.
I didn't like kale. I like kale.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is very.
It's everything.
It's very interesting. But we do bring people. We got somebody in the air right now, I believe.
You have visitors, travelers there?
Coming in on the way.
Yeah, I got one going that way and one coming this way.
Okay.
So we got a rotation.
I'm so happy for you guys. That's amazing. That's awesome. I'm gonna send referrals your way.
Yeah, because we do it proper.
Yeah.
I mean, everything we don't do anything that's not proper. If it's not proper, we don't do it.
Yeah.
And we feel that we should be able to come here properly.
Right.
I mean, the amount of money you spend to go to Virginia Beach and back.
Did you say Virginia Beach?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't been there since.
Yeah, but it's expensive.
The water's still muddy.
And it's still
That's what I'm
crappy.
saying. But my kids are some bougie kids. They're like, we don't go to water that we can't see through. And I'm like, what have I done to them? My husband's straight up Southeast DC, like Southeast Congress Park.
Yeah.
And it's just, once you expose them, it's no going back.
Yeah.
It's no going back.
So, I mean, that's where we are.
Right.
And so we're used to traveling proper.
Yeah.
So we just feel people should come and travel proper. And, don't haggle. Be like, well, what about if?
No. And you scope out everything before you go, so you already know.
That's why she was on the phone call. That's why I'm on phone call. That's why we go to a lot of places.
Right.
People, we don't put our people in places that we don't know.
Right.
And
That's
so we
important.
go and we check, and then we got a point of contact. So if there's anything like when it's cold, we in winter, obviously. When it was cold, and we have people in places, we called our vendor and say, make sure there's more heaters in the room.
Okay.
Make sure everything is sorted because we know how we are.
Yeah.
We
just
cold.
push the button and it's like hot. Push the button, it's cold.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
the houses aren't built for that.
It's not like I'm going to tell everyone, hey, don't expect, central.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
we
go
don't
to
do
a
that.
hotel, they might have an air con in the room.
Right.
One of the apartments, it may or may not have it. So, like, they're like, they don't have central heating here. I said, they have central vacuuming. Which is actually,
I like that.
Which is actually more effective than central heating. It's little stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't tell them everything before they get here, obviously, but you try to mitigate things that you know are going to be an issue when they get here.
Like a first world complaint. Like, yeah.
So, and it is funny because it really is like first world.
It
Like,
is.
I'm like, I think the best one was when we were eating dinner. The girl was like, "Can I have a sweet tea?" I was like,
Oh, that was funny.
I was like,
like a sweet tea.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She meant it too.
She said,
Was she from the South?
I don't know where she's from, but she just literally said,
and I was like,
Nobody does
He was
sweet tea.
like, so you want like a boss iced tea? Like
Yeah.
what is it that you want?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I'll take a lemonade.
Yeah.
We brought her a can. She was like,
Yeah. It's just, I mean, but that's the beauty of traveling and experiencing. Like, there's no ice. It's just like, it's just things that we just take for granted or think that, is a necessity. It's so not. It's so not. It's
That's
so
what I was
not.
saying to her, saying that it's good for her to travel around.
Mm-hmm.
When you travel, you come back humble.
Yeah.
You come back accepting other things.
Mm-hmm.
That you're not gonna get everything everywhere you go.
Right.
like living without Chick-fil-A. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It humbles you.
I get you.
Yeah.
It does. Because like when last weekend in Tanzania, I was just like, wow. And it's a predominantly, Muslim country.
Yeah.
But to see these kids, huh?
No pig anywhere.
Yeah, but not only that, I don't like pork, but that's the point is that these families, like, you feel guilty because you go to the resort and you're passing through, the villages, but they wouldn't know that they were unhappy because they're not unhappy.
No.
And that's the thing. But the images of people like, oh, they must be poor, they must be, I'm like, no.
Leave them alone.
Exactly. They're just as happy.
Yeah.
Thank you. And healthier. And Bully said, yeah. I said, when you get to the resort, yeah, it's all blue and gorgeous in Zanzibar. I said, but to get there, you have to go to where the people live, which is what you should experience because it's a privilege to be, and it's just different. Yeah. So Friday. So do you guys do like visits and tours outside of South Africa, or is the main focus South Africa?
Well,
for now.
Yeah, we're being courted to do stuff outside of South Africa, so I'm gonna call that the Real South Africa International.
Yeah.
Because from here it'd be international.
Yeah.
This is domestic.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we've been courted to do some stuff, so we probably will. We'll get to them.
Yeah.
But I think there's there's enough here in the Republic of South Africa. I mean, everything's here. I mean, you got your mountains, you got your deserts, you got beaches.
That's why I can't figure out where I want to live.
Yeah.
Everything is so diverse.
Everything is here.
Travel to the others.
And then you got your.
Want to travel to the others.
That's what I'm trying to figure out what my base would be.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we did that as well. We lived in. I don't know if you've ever seen it on one of our. Whatever, but we lived in Clifton for in Cape Town for 2 months just to see.
Yeah.
And we had been here before, and so obviously we could have moved anywhere. We could have moved in Cape Town. Clifton is beautiful. I don't know if you've been.
I haven't been to Clifton. We've been to Constantia and the V&A area.
Yeah, well, it's near
Camps Bay, Hout Bay.
Just before Camps Bay.
Okay, so we probably went through
first
it.
Beach and then
Yeah, it's the hoity-toity portion of Camps Bay, basically.
Okay.
So we was there, and we enjoyed Cape Town. It was all that, but
you didn't feel it.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. Don't get me wrong. I would never put down Cape Town. I like Cape Town. I might go soon enough. I might go tomorrow. I don't know. That's because I feel.
When they announced lockdown, I was like, "We're going." She's like, "We can't leave." I said, "I'm American. We were going to Cape Town." We rolled out and hooked up with Twani and got into some vineyards and speakeasies.
But just to do everyday life for a couple of months, it was nice there.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I chose Joburg. I'm like, Joburg. When you come to Joburg, you be like,
everything's here.
you just feel like it's home.
Yeah.
It's Joburg.
Yeah. There's so many options.
Here.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. Everything's here.
Yeah.
And you between Lanseria Airport, between OR Tambo, and there's some private scenarios that you can get on. You can get anywhere in South Africa from right here.
Joburg, Ian. I mean, he's fine. That's my husband. He's fine. It's just a matter where in.
Cape Town, Joburg,
You know what? You can get to Cape Town. You know what? You can get to Cape Town in no time. You can get to Durban.
Yeah.
You can get to Durban.
Yeah, we've done that. We've done Cape Town, and we've done the kids done it. And we've done Durban. We did Durban last Christmas and everything. It's just like, I don't know.
I think Cape Town and Durban, they are good when you are going for vacation.
Yeah.
To stay.
Yeah, Cape Town is very European. It's very European.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into that.
No, I'm just saying. It is.
I mean, I like being able to wake up and look at the ocean every morning.
It's beautiful.
Dolphins that would greet us every morning. It was.
They aren't the Virginia Beach dolphins through the brown water, right?
No.
Yeah.
But and then we even went to what's that place called? Where the whales were?
Hermanus.
Yeah, Hermanus.
Okay, I haven't been there.
Yeah, we've done everything down there.
Have you been to Boulder Beach though? See the penguins?
But that's just
the kids went. I couldn't wake up. I couldn't. It was like a 6 o'clock
You
a.m.
haven't
wake
been
up
to
call.
Kirsten Bosch to see to the flower garden?
Whoa, okay.
No.
Well, you got
You
time.
gotta go see all the good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm convinced already. It's just a matter of like the timing, because like whenever we come, it's like not enough. Like that's why I extended. So it's been 6 weeks that I've been here this time. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
6
never
weeks.
enough time.
I know,
Yeah.
I'm teleworking, so I let my boss know. I was like, "Oh, my flight, I'm not
There you
on
go.
it. I'm still here."
No, that's a
She
real
was like,
real
"Okay."
issue. That's a real issue right now with flights.
Right, as long as I'm getting my work done. But see, they did the mandatory back into the office July 6th.
Yeah.
Was the COVID going up? Y'all had that?
No, but I
But-
think
yeah.
I just read today that the government's talking about pushing that back because of the surge, the Delta surge. So the government's talking about pushing
What, the return to in-person?
return back to the office. They're pushing it back.
I might as well stay.
Yeah, but
And
check it
figure
out.
it
I think
out.
I saw it on CNN or
Because the
You
numbers
check
have
with your
gone.
work, otherwise you get there.
Yeah, my visa is up in September. Yeah,
Well, you can
I'll be
always
fine.
extend.
Yeah, extend. I'm
Yeah.
looking for a job. I figured
No,
all
you can
that
just do, you
out.
can do a normal tourist visa extension.
Yep.
It's very simple.
Every
like
90 days. Every 90 days.
Yeah, but it's trying to tell you.
You don't have to convince me.
Yeah.
I just have to figure out the
I would
timing
say
and where.
I would say Joe Bird.
You said Joe Bird.
I mean, even if you that person, and I'm gonna say that person
What?
out there near Syria, you know what I'm talking about, right? Syria airport. They are building so much stuff out
That's
there.
not Kempton Park area.
No, that's the total opposite way.
Yeah, I don't know
it's
that
out
area.
I'm actually pointing
That's
at it.
area.
Have I been there?
Yeah, remember last time we went for lunch?
Yeah.
That first, we came Friday and then Saturday we joined the ladies.
It's all.
Yeah. It's a small airport,
Okay.
but you can get everywhere in the country. You can get everywhere. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's you can get there 30 minutes prior, park your car, and make it to the plane.
And you're done.
Yeah, versus OR Tambo where you got to go through the.
Yeah.
Here, it's just out.
Right.
And so that's where I go. And it takes me like 35 minutes to get there. But
Okay.
but it's beautiful out there. But they're building so much around that airport. They're building so many estates
Like
and
flats
homes
or states. Okay.
yeah, they're doing the most out
She
there.
knows the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just they all blend after a while, and I'm just like I just go through another gated community or another like single staying home, and I'm just like, okay, where am I?
But it's nice though.
Oh, I'm still here. Look, I got kids and a husband back at home, and I'm still here trying to figure it out for them.
So now how would you compare this to, let's say, I think you said Montgomery County.
Mm-hmm.
How would you compare Joburg to
What are we talking about? Like economics? We talking about
just
social
across- I mean,
politics, or
just where you would want to be?
in terms of like, tell me.
Let me put it to you like
Yeah,
this. Like
that's
we've had people that come from the DMV.
Yeah.
Okay, we know the DMV.
Yeah.
And I know how we feel when we are in the DMV. We feel like we're doing it because we got decent jobs. We got some open. No, we got jobs. You got some mobility. Especially if you think about it, when you're in your late 20s and 30s, and you're a GS7, and you make the GS9, and you look at through. I can make. 15.
Are you talking about like that?
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
and then of course you got the opportunity to buy homes.
Yeah.
Then you see other black people doing other things, not just us, but there's a lot of us doing things. And so now you start feeling like I'm in the DMV, and you feel like you're privileged in some ways when you're in the DMV. At least when I was there, that's how a lot of us felt. We're like, where you from? From the DMV. Oh, okay. Simply because you have access to jobs and you have access to a decent market.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had this one lady, government lady, does, whatever she does, she had to be secret about it.
Same.
Yeah. So,
I'm done with that life though.
Yeah, I've been there. I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know what it looks like. So, and it was so funny because she was, DMV to the, and she spent 10 days here and was like, you know what?
But it's saturated. And
I thought I was doing it. She said, in her mind, I thought I was doing it because I got a good job. Husband got a good job. He got a nice house. Got a few cars in the yard. We was doing it.
I think it depends on your perspective, your upbringing, and your values. Because you can say, yeah, I made it because I'm Jack and Jill, I'm Lynx, I'm sorority, I'm this and that. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, I have arrived. It depends on your upbringing and what you think is making it. Because those are like values that are like white people values that are forced on us.
Exactly.
So I can't comment and say like,
enough.
I mean, I'm from Baltimore, but I grew up I grew up well. In a sense, and so I can't say my husband. He'll say that like I made it. I'm Southeast DC. I got a house in Montgomery County. I got a car.
I'm doing it.
So like for him, that's doing it. For me, I'm just like I'm not impressed because I'm just like that means you're working hard, but you're not enjoying what you're working for. Because when are you in the house? When are you entertaining? When are you're there to shower and to change your clothes?
And so you answered the question.
So it's
you literally just answered the question right there.
I'm not impressed by it.
Yeah.
because you're not enjoying it. Like
Yeah.
here, if I do like I'm doing now, teleworking, and I get what 2 meetings a day, I work 2 hours a day and get a full paycheck, and
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
So that lifestyle isn't. I've never been that hustle bustle, gotta show and all that kind. I mean, my group is that's what we are, but it's just
Exactly.
because, but we don't think that it's. That's maybe because that's just been our experience. So we don't say I've arrived and this and that because these.
Well, you know how it is in DC, and I've been there for many years.
Yeah.
I work here. I work for this agency. This is my agency. This is what I do. I live here. I got a Mac mansion. I'm getting ready to get a Mac mansion.
Prince George's County,
Yeah, the whole, which is a very affluent area in reference to, when you compare in the United States.
Yeah.
But it's very pricey and it's very expensive. And really, the reality
a lot of foreclosures
is,
now. What you see now is a lot of vacant property. A lot of foreclosures. People were priced out. They were money poor.
They're cash poor.
Yeah.
But nobody's happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
nobody's happy.
Right.
They there.
They're getting on that charter bus to get to DC from Upper Marlboro and Charles County, Waldorf, to get to that 9 to 5 government job back on the bus. So they're going from a closed-in house to a closed-in car to a closed-in building and doing the same thing, and they're not. So it's like how I can't say that that's arriving to me.
Well,
unless that's what you think.
No, what I think is when I was 32 when I got to DC.
Mm-hmm. From where?
Because I was in the U.S. Army at that point.
Okay.
At that point, but a lot of my friends were 25, 26 years old, and they're like, I got my good government job. I'm doing this. I'm
GGJ.
Yeah. You know the deal, and they got aspirations, and as time went on, you start going to all the black events. You start going to certain locations.
CBC
you start getting invited to certain things, and all of a sudden you on the list. And then you're doing your Sunday brunches over at here with these people. Then you're going over here, and then you belong to these groups.
White boys.
Yeah, you start doing all these things. I've done all that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So that's what you. If that. Yeah.
And then, but if that's all you know.
Yeah.
But then once you do it, then you get in and you be like, okay, this was cool. Now, this.
Yeah, I used to have the black dress hanging up in my office because you get called for a cocktail party. It's like that doesn't excite me. That just means I have to put on red lipstick and put on a dress after working 10 hours and hobnob with these people who I have no idea who they are.
So it was easy for us to start our company when we started. The company we had before this one. It was easy. We
entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs.
Yeah, we know what we're doing.
You said we know what we're doing.
No, I mean we do know what we're doing. We know exactly what we're doing. We did it properly. Yeah.
I mean, you're right. Like I had my firm in DCA. I started out law school, hung out my shingle. Then I was just like, I don't like working like this hard. Like I'd rather somebody pay me. Yeah. So but it's good. I think black people, especially with the last presidency, I think their eyes are open and they realize that it ain't going to change. No. It ain't going to change. You say not all?
No, we can't. There'll never be an absolute.
Not all, but I think a lot.
Yeah.
I think a lot. I mean, my cousin, she's never traveled before in her life. Ever. She just left and came to Ghana in June. She's like, I'm not going back. Bought a property and everything. Never been on a plane in her life except for a plane to go to prison. And was like, I'm done. I'm done with the States. And that takes, courage. Never been on a plane. And it's now in Ghana.
Yeah, it does. And that's one of the things that we like to do. I mean, you come, you go through the whole undulations. You would be surprised. Tasha can tell you the same. The undulations that people go through. Like the unpacking of stuff, just to buy a ticket, book a trip with us, and to get here. Mm-hmm. It's like they're losing their mind in some way. What
are they fearful of?
Oh, girl, please, everything that you was told that you're supposed to.
Oh, they're going to get lion, tigers, and bears.
Yeah. The bully's going to get you. Bully's going to carjack you, or hijack you. Everything's going to happen.
She's not going to talk to you. She's going to like you.
Yeah, all this stuff.
But that's. I guess if it's that, if that's, people who aren't traveled and experienced.
No.
Even the ones that are, you're getting that.
Listen to me.
Wow.
Listen to me. This is what I'm telling you. We get some of the most, what we call affluent people calling us.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised.
And they're still.
You will be surprised. I've been to Europe. I've been all over South America. I've been here, but I've never been to Africa. Let's go the lawyer route, as you said. I'm a lawyer. I got my own firm. I got this. I got that. Here's my people have sent us their CVs.
For what? Are you doing employment?
Who they are.
Yeah, just because they're thinking that they're coming here, and they're thinking that they're supposed to have some special location for them, I don't know what their deal is, but
Like
my point is,
no, explain. I'm trying to
no,
figure
I'm
out.
trying. It's nothing. It's really, if you just take it literally, just be very literal. What I'm saying,
Okay.
they are virtually, regardless of what with standard they are in the United States, whatever they're doing, they are afraid to come to Africa.
And
They are virtually afraid, and we take.
I'm afraid to go to the neighborhood. I'm afraid to drive.
Yeah.
Like,
But people
here you just say cool
but
drink
people are
and
used
keep
to
going.
it. They're used to it, and they excuse it. Like Baltimore is, got a lot going on, and I'm being kind.
Yeah,
but
because that's
but
where I grew up.
but they will excuse all the crime they've ever seen and everything, and then we would have a day and a half worth of riding, and they'd be like, "Well, that's the bad place."
blanket.
So you know what I did when that happened?
Tell them about this ride. Tell them.
When it happened here, I said, they were like, "Oh, you got to come home." I said, "I'm about to go with my brother to the golf course."
Yeah.
Like,
Time for this.
and they're like, "But you see what's happening on TV?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you just realize we just went through Freddie Gray? We went through Black Lives Matter, Rodney King." I said, "This happens all the time." I'm like, "I'm in DC. We have protest rides all
Every
the
day.
time." And I said, "You think I'm gonna hop on a plane for 15 hours because this is on the news? Look what we deal with every day, stepping over crackheads, like murders, this and that."
Yeah.
And they're like, "I'm like, wake up!" Like,
Or driving to DC, and under every bridge there's a bunch of homeless people.
yeah. And I'm like,
Under every bridge.
why would I
wish
leave?
there was like
Yeah.
I wish there
We
was
were
like
so worried about her. And we were like,
And they're like,
how are you feeling?
I was like, this happens at home. She was like,
So here's what I suggest you do. Hop on a call with us one day, and every time you hear someone say the word safe, drink. See how long you last. See if you're drunk by the time the conversation's over.
Yeah.
I am safer here. My kids, my 3 black boys felt safer here. They were playing croquet, okay, on the lawn in Franschhoek. And I'm just like, you can't even play basketball outside your house.
Every time they say the word crime or safe, just take a shot. You'll be drunk in like 4 minutes.
What images are they seeing?
The ones that they got.
Come on now,
What about the one that there's this YouTube, I don't know if it's YouTube, but there's this commercial that says, where it's like, go back to Africa, and they've been changing all of the images to say, yes, we are going back to Africa. They show these beautiful ones.
I know that.
That's what people need to see.
I can't remember his name. But
People need to see that.
Come on,
Stacey.
Stacey. I'm going to call you Tawana. But Stacey, come on.
She's cool. She's mad cool.
Yeah.
She hooked us up in Cape Town.
Think about it. Just think about it. Before you came here, before most of us come here, you grew up in America. You grew up in Detroit. Baltimore. I don't know if there's a difference. But what do we know? What do we see? There's nothing.
The images that we
there
see,
is zero images.
Nothing about South Africa except for apartheid.
And just Africa in general. It's just horrible. So my point is, I understand why they feel that way.
Yeah,
And that's the only reason I spend a little bit of extra time talking to them, to calm them down, because they, regardless of how educated they are,
that's what I'm saying.
no matter how wealthy they are.
That's the part I'm missing. A learned person should.
See, and you can't shit on people, because a learned person is the same learned person that learned what they learned to say, don't come to Africa. They learned it in the same place where they got their education. They learned it in the same time. So I'm not going to say, okay, you're from LA, you work in a big giant building, you do all these different things, and you're not afraid of Africa, because they will tell you, I am absolutely afraid.
Africa is a
What
continent.
about my safety? Yeah. What about my safety? I had a message the other day. What about my safety? Are you going to guarantee my safety? My safety, my safety, my safety.
Drive-bys in LA.
And I'm like, but you're in America. I'm like, you're in America. But Africa is worse. And then what happens is they get here, and I'm calling it now, I'm dubbing it now the door of the return, which is OR at Hamburg Airport. When you come through that, when you
visitors,
when you come out
lounge.
of the thing, and when you come out, door of the return, and I said, you're here now. You come here, you'll see it for yourself. And once you get here, then I normally a couple of days, 2 or 3 days in, I say, remember that conversation we had on the phone 3 months ago about this, and this? And I started bringing it up, and they're like, nah, Mark, stop tripping. Why you bringing that up?
I'm naive, because I think that people would research and figure out before they come, and like look at the State Department reports and look at this, look at that.
Okay, let's talk about those are
like crime.
Yeah, those are.
Yeah, they're
we've
like
had people
crime,
say,
crime,
well,
crime.
I went on the CDC website, and they said, okay.
I traveled last year during the pandemic.
Okay, exactly. We actually look at that. It's hilarious. Let me tell you why it's hilarious. Because America be on fire with COVID, and they lost mad numbers. But then people would be wanting to come here, and then they say, "Well, I went to the CDC website," and we were containing it.
I traveled here in December, and I left when January.
Yeah.
Traveled during the height of the pandemic and came, and like you said, I guess it's just a personal choice, and in what you're exposed to and what you're willing to believe. But you got to experience it to realize.
How many people do you think we talked to in just in a month?
A month? I would say probably like 42.
Who?
42.
Talk to?
That's a good number.
I know, right?
I don't know.
No, actually, in a month, we probably talked to a few hundred people. Easy.
Okay, I don't know.
And that's just not. I'm not talking about those are the talk. I'm talking about this.
Oh, so you didn't say I'm talking like you're
talk.
booking the trip and you're actually.
Okay, yeah, we probably do that too. But we talked to a lot of people, and so we're comfortable. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. I'm on my balcony. She's somewhere in the house. Probably got a gin, beach, and we talk to these people, and they're telling us what we're supposed to be like, what we're seeing.
Oh, you're saying okay, and you're like, I live here.
And I'm like, where are you?
I live here.
And then they'll say something like this. Oh, I'm in Texas, and it's frozen, and it's ice on the ground, and we lost power. And then they'll say to me, well, I heard that y'all have rolling blackouts over there. And I'd be like,
oh, it's talking about load shedding.
Yeah, I'm like, rolling black. Like, what are you talking about? Like, they're telling me, I live here.
Yeah.
And they're telling me what it's about. And they're in Texas, and it's frozen.
Yeah.
And they can't come out.
Well, Puerto Rico.
Yeah. And they
Remember
have
that
nothing.
with the water, the infrastructure,
and they have
like,
nothing.
Idiots.
But they're telling me what it's like to be here in South Africa. So as I'm like, wow, it's 85
That's
degrees.
really arrogant.
Yeah. And I'm actually looking at my pool, and I'm like, wow, I can't wait later on this evening. I'm gonna get in my pool. But and these are, as you say, learned people. Mm-hmm. These are smart people. Most of the people that do call us, they're pretty smart people.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them.
You should all over and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You should. I'm like, first of all, you don't get to tell me what I should do. Number one.
Wow.
And number two, I'm grown, like super grown.
Yeah.
And number three, this is not my first rodeo. So
right.
Either you're gonna believe what I'm telling you.
I only can tell you.
I love when they're like, you should convince people. I'm like, I'm not convincing people. I live here already. I don't. Either you believe me or you don't.
Right.
It's not like I'm walking around lying to you. I'm sure you might.
Like, yeah, what? Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not trying to take anything from you, but you would rather give someone who doesn't look like me or you 10 G's to go.
I would not.
A week and a half in the bush when everything that you actually want to see is not out there. But
thank you.
But I don't waste my time with people. I'm like, I don't think you're travel ready.
Yep. And that's why I told Bully, I said, the thing about here, I said, I said, you probably can't appreciate it as much as I said, because when I go in the store, somebody looks like me, they own the shop, and I'm supporting. I said, at home, we actually have to have Black Friday or in terms of like finding the black stores, and there's a list in terms of like support black. And I was like, here, it's just automatic for the majority of the places. Yeah. And I was like, at home, you got to actually make an effort to find a black florist. I mean, the website's like, where can I find a black florist? And this, and it's like here, it's just like.
But you also got to remember, too, when we talk about these learned people, and like they said, this isn't our first rodeo. Those same people that call us expect us to cater to them in a way like if we were in the States, meaning that like, because you're black, I need you to double deliver to me for less money.
Oh, no. Why? And see, that's the thing. And my husband and I are like that. We don't bargain and negotiate. We like art and things like that. But I'm like, if you made that French fry and we see you making it, why should I pay you any less because you look like me? Why should I try to hustle you?
This is the price.
Why should I try to hustle you?
This is what I say the value is. And if you want it, you need to get it.
Yeah.
You need to pay it.
But then I'm going to give another person.
You don't question.
And you don't get the authentic experience.
You don't question going to Disney World and they charge you 3 arms and 2 legs to get inside. And don't order a soda.
Right.
What's that, $9?
No, I think it's like 12.
Yeah.
No.
People pay it, no problem.
You pay $22 for the refillable bottle and the refill is still.
That's why I was telling you I support. Like when like with 20, I was like, look, we're gonna go to Cape Town. I saw in the video, I was like, some kind of way we gonna hook up and get in somewhere. Called her. I was like, I will support you because you look like me. I don't know you, nothing. And she took care of us. She did the vineyards on the back end. She did the speakeasy in the back end. I was like, okay, we can drink out of a teapot and it's Roy Boyce, quote unquote Roy Boyce. Y'all gotta go.
No.
But that's my goal, to stop putting money into other people's pockets and you don't get that experience. And it's just, here the reason, and I hate to cut you off on that, but the part that I like is the simple fact that, you know, if, like, for example, we're going to tip the young lady. Francina?
Yeah.
I miss her so
Yeah, I know, right?
That's your girl.
Yeah, they don't say
I was
anyway.
like, hi.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, we tip her. That puts money. That takes if she goes if wherever she lives, she
That's
could
our
live in.
transport.
Yeah, she could live in Olive or anywhere, anywhere. But that's just when we come and we do what we do and we tip a customary tip. I mean, that's money that's going directly back to the neighborhood
Right.
for
Yeah.
school fees,
Yeah. Yep.
stuff like that. You know, in the U.S., people think school fees are just like science fee. No, that's just to go to school.
No.
Just to go to school. So that's another reason why we need to do that, and that's the way I see it.
Yeah. Same.
You know?
Same.
Yeah, and bringing on people. You know, some of the people that we bring on to even work with us are just guys that send me an email and say, "Hey, I'm a guide." And in the States, you would think, okay, just somebody who knows what's going on. No, an actual true guide is somebody they're certified. This is that's their job. That's what they do. Kind of like a Microsoft
Like in
certification back in the day.
Soweto, when we get the
You get a proper guy. Ones that get the little
Yep.
a little thing going.
At church, they would have deaconess or usher. Yeah.
But they're very proud of what they do, and they want to show you. So they call us, and I'm like, you know what? I can go with someone else. But I'm like, no, we're having a conversation. You know what? You're going to show our people.
Yeah.
And I tell them straight up. I say, look, don't do this. Sit in the car and just be like a little robot and just talk. There are people. Talk to them.
That's fun. Like with the
them.
poor guy who drove the van for Tawny. She was like, "This is his van. He was black. He looked like us."
Yeah.
And we were all like this in the beginning. She said, "By the time you finish the first vineyard, he can be your best friend."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yep." And it is. It is.
So it's very interesting. But I'm glad you
I'll be here.
Are considering because we've been down this path. And
it's just a matter of where.
Yeah. Well, we didn't make the path. It was already there. There were people that came before us.
Okay.
Oh yeah, plenty. There's tons of people.
I'm saying I didn't know if you had friends and connected. I mean,
please.
for me, it's family. So I mean, I didn't know your connection if you just came randomly.
No, well, kind of. We ran across a brother. I'm from North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
And he was from North Carolina. He just happened to see us in the airport.
Tasha, where are you from?
Virginia.
Oh, what part?
The closest city would be Lynchburg, where Liberty University is, and I'm from Russburg.
Russburg. Okay. I was telling Mark. Yeah, we had a lot of Virginians from school.
Yeah. She went to Virginia.
Yeah. So from Tidewater to Emporia, everywhere in between.
No. Emporia is
North Carolina.
No, this is Emporia, Virginia. But,
no, I know, but I'm saying it's like at the border.
It's on the border,
Yeah, it's on the border. Emporia is actually more southern and more rural.
Have you ever driven through there?
And Emporia is. We had all of our softball tournaments were there. My dad would be like, "All right, I'm gonna need you guys. These are the rules.
You gotta leave before dark."
Because Emporia was like, and I grew up in a town that had like 2 stoplights, so Emporia's worse.
Okay, all right, got you.
I know in Emporia, you always got to slow down on the highway because they will pull you.
Yeah,
there's so many tickets. I've gotten tickets, but now I know. I think exit 16 in Virginia going to North Carolina. And I get to 16, I just slow down.
You know.
And I just slow down and I'm cruising and I see like 15 cop cars just pulling people.
Yeah. I got to think of that town that's at the border of Tennessee and Virginia. It was this girl and she said 2 stoplights too.
Probably the same town now.
No, it's like it's right at the Tennessee Virginia border.
Emporia
was the
driving back to college. I went to school in North Carolina, and I used to get a lot of speed tickets, and I got one in Emporia.
Everybody
gets one. I remember calling my dad, and I was like, "They want me to go to court." He was like, "You gonna pay that ticket, and you gonna keep it moving.
Yeah,
you're not going back. You're not going to court.
Right,
not by yourself. Yep. I'm not going in there."
I'm saying in Albemarle County, Virginia is
pay that ticket. I'm like, but it's a lot. He was like, I don't care.
Yep, because they'll charge you with everything else in between.
He was like, I need you to come home.
I'm telling you, cool drinks don't work at home. You either get shot or locked up. Yeah, you get shot or locked up. Those are options. No cool drinks. No. So you were saying,
but we ended up running across a brother who helped us out. He told us he gave us. This is what he said to me. So he was like, because he was going to Port Elizabeth. He was going to Cape Town. We was at OR Tambo. And he said, hey, I'm going to contact you when you... So by the time I got there to Cape Town, we unpacked. He had sent me an email. Said, hey, I'm going to be there in a couple of days in Cape Town. Let's connect. He had been here for years already.
Okay.
And so...
retired or working or just decided to come?
No, he came here as a young man. He works for... He does a lot of stuff. He's a writer, author. He writes for The Star. He
just came and loved it.
MSNBC. Well, he just came and got in. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm gonna segue a little bit. That's the one thing about South Africa. You've been here a few times, and I get it. But a lot of people want to come here and they want to say, "Hey, I want to come here and get a job, and I want to do this." Like they want to act like they're coming to the 51st state and just do, and do what they did in the States.
No.
And what he did, he came no different than us. because I understood what he was saying. We came and we got in the game. We started talking to people. We started meeting people. We started talking about what we wanted to do, and people coalesced around us. That's just what's going to happen.
It's organic.
And you don't have to. People are like, well, I need your connects. I say, no, you can get a connect by just sitting at anywhere and get a connect. Connects are everywhere. Everything's connected. So that's one piece. But this brother, he came in, so we was at the V&A waterfront, and we met him, and it was good to see him. I said, hey, Tim, what's going on? Hey, man. He said, Mark, so what are you trying to do? I said, well, honestly, Tim, I said, we've been here a few times already, and we're trying to figure it out. Sound very similar to you. It sounds very similar. And that was back in 20.
It's a coffee shop, if it's
and that was in 2013. So I trust me, I understand your plight. Right? It's nothing new. And eventually one day you would be chatting with someone, and you would be like, yeah, I remember. Which is a good thing because obviously, it's working. Or you and your husband or whatever. And he said to me, out of everything he said to me, he said, Mark, let me tell you something. He said, as an African American with some means, some means, he says, and he's been here for a while. He said that
like 10 years before you came. Or like 5,
7, 8, 4, 3, a day. I don't know. But it was somewhere up in there. He was here before us. And he was established already. And Tim is younger than I am. And because he came directly from college. From here. Yeah, so he's younger than I am, I think. Wow. Yeah. And I think he's in his mid-40s now. And he told me straight up, he said, you come here, he said you will fall in the top 7% of the population.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Yeah.
And that's what he said to me. He said automatically.
Yeah.
And it's at the time, I didn't understand.
Right.
But I didn't try to quantify it. I just took it and I said, okay. So as we started moving about, I started realizing what he was saying. Yeah. And I'm going to give you a very short version of the super long story. So here we are. And we ultimately, we had a Barbie store here in Southgate for a few years. And so I'm coming here, I'm negotiating with the man, who owned like the Mattel, because I don't know if you knew, but they never had black Barbies here in South Africa. What they do now. Yeah. There's a reason behind
that. Then they had
that.
those knockoff dolls too, but they weren't,
well,
Mattel or anything.
Yeah, it wasn't Mattel. And so I had to go talk to the people from Mattel Europe, and then I had to deal with the toy distributors here. And they were like, yeah, we never even seen them either. So we ultimately cut a deal. Continent. Yeah, we had a deal. So I flew back, had a conversation. But before that, I'm talking to my South African friends. They're all fluent. They got their own businesses. They're doing their thing. Embarrassing hell at me because at the time I didn't have a Porsche. They did. I'm like, how you get it? I'm supposed to have one, But then ultimately, I was like, when I went back home, I think I bought it. I was like, I'm done with that.
I got home from work. He was like,
I'm done.
Hey, I need you to ride with me up here real quick. I gotta go pick up this car. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why is that the universal story?
That's what it is. I had to have it.
This car. Yeah. How many times I had to go pick up a car?
That's what I'm saying. Why is that a universal story? Or come downstairs to the garage.
Yeah, real. Come here right quick. I like that one. Come here right quick.
I think I co-opted my story.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, but I'm just hearing my husband. I'm like, why is that the same line?
Because they like cars. I've been hearing it since I was a little girl. My dad's the same way.
Oh, he was car.
Okay, we'll stop by your shoe closet at some point. That's neither here nor there. That's neither. Yeah, that's neither.
You got me. Okay.
That's neither here nor there.
Okay, you got me.
Yeah. So I'm talking with them, and I'm like, man, I'm a little nervous because I got to go talk with these guys, a whole panel of people I got to talk to, and it's just me and
these like the Mattel execs.
Yeah, they was all there. And it was me and I co-opted the South African distributor. He was a white guy, but he understood what I was trying to do. So we had this conversation, and my South African friends, and I'm sure Boule will understand what I'm getting ready to say. They all looked at me and like, why? Like, why are you nervous? And I was like, well, because, and they said
that's an American mentality.
Yeah, but they said, but you talk like that. They said, because you talk like that.
What did you tell me? That American accent?
They said you won't have any problem. They will listen to you. They said they won't listen to us, but they will listen to you.
But isn't it something how we don't think that gives you access? She's like, Stacey, talk. Stacey, talk.
Yeah.
They exploit me.
Yeah.
They exploit me to talk. I'm like, we got in a signature the other day. I was just like, look, we're here. Talk. They're like, okay, obviously lockdown. I was like, okay.
Yeah. But so that's what Tim was talking about and other stuff. And other things, but
we don't realize that. Yeah, that gives us automatic
access. We're walking around like in the States, like feeling like, well, I don't know. I got to throw my credentials on the table.
Yeah.
And that's
you said touting.
I did.
Yeah, remember? You shut me down. You were like, that
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. I was like, I know, but
Oh, yeah, I
I was
did.
saying that to you
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I was,
yeah.
if
I was
there's
like,
any
yeah.
connections between Virginia,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
it ended up, you know, being one.
But
So,
we're here.
yeah.
But so what I was saying was that at the end of the day, just come here
Okay.
as an African American. You don't have to throw all your CVs on the table. You don't
No,
have to
I
throw
know.
all that. I'm not saying you in
Yeah,
particular, but
I hear what you're saying.
But that's what he was basically telling me. Stop doing. You don't have to do all that. Just be you. Understand the culture.
Yeah, that's the key.
Talk to the people.
Yeah.
Try to understand what this vibe is.
Stop
what's
trying
going
to be
on.
American
And leave that
here.
American there.
Yeah.
You know, now if I had to go back in the States, I gotta say, yeah, I went to here. I used to work for this agency.
That works at home. That works at home.
It matters. But here, it don't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
Here things are relaxed.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need to be on their
You see?
pace.
Yeah.
Talk to them, but be on their pace.
And Bully's been like connecting me all different, you know, kinds of people. And it's just been organic. And it's just because I had a conversation, like you said, in this one, and I just like, oh, and I was like, I have no intent to come here and practice law. No intent whatsoever. I'm like, I can stay home and do that. Like, why would I come here and basically adopt that lifestyle and that work history here? I'm like, I could just stay home for that. That's not what I want to do.
Yeah. Let me explain something to you. From G4S to you name, G4S is a big security, probably the biggest one in the country, to the National Traffic Police, to the, you name it. And
they're here.
Everybody who does anything to do with security, law enforcement, has contacted me because they know that I was former Secret Service. Nobody does it better than we do. And I will say that, I'll put that against anything. And so hey, could you come and work with us? Can you consult?
That's why I'm so proud about
Can
the
you
safety
this?
part.
Can you that? Yeah, all these things. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to live that lifestyle.
Right.
I'm more interested in living the lifestyle that they live. They live the lifestyle. The lifestyles that they're living are proper. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's not predicated on
where you went to school and what your
law they wrote or what ordinance they put together or whatever the white man sees says, okay. No, they're deciding. And I like to make that decision.
Yeah.
I like deciding with them. And then when I decide, there's always some South Africans saying, I got you. I love it. I love it. I mean, at home it's like,
it's relaxed here.
Yeah, we had these businesses. We had a major company in the U.S. and we did very well. Did we get any support from our people? No, not even that
it's
much.
The whole crab barrel thing.
Yeah, even when we tried to hire black doctors of physical therapy, I mean, shit, you're talking about starting pay $80,000
out of school.
Yeah,
that's excellent.
Yeah, and I had a bunch of them. So obviously there was something that I was doing.
Yeah.
But my point is, I tried to hire black ones, and we couldn't hire black ones. They wanted to go somewhere else. So I had a whole bunch of white ones
eating off of you
every day. Yes, and I'm making sure that their kids got shoes on feet.
Eating off
I'm making sure that
Yeah.
they're paying their rents. You know, they come to work, but I would have rather. But here, I don't have to do that.
Yeah,
I love it. This is great.
Yeah. I just need to, you know, be still and just, you know, for me, it's my faith is important and my husband as well. So it's like without God, will direct us, and it's not going to be a struggle. It's just
no struggle.
No, it's not going to be a struggle. And like I said, I'm happy here. My body, my mind, everything. It's just, you know, it's just a timing.
Just come proper. It's not about the things like if I'm leaving this state and I'm moving to this state in the United States, so I got to have certain things. That's kind of true here, but it's really not. You can be at a lot of deficits, but as long as you can make some friends, take like 8 minutes to make 8 friends.
Oh, I got her whole tribe. We got a group of women.
There's nothing you can't do.
Yeah.
Here, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And trust me, people are like, wait a minute, y'all sold y'all business and y'all gonna move to Africa? Like, well, why don't you move to Atlanta? I'm like, what am I gonna do in Atlanta that I couldn't do in the DMV? But here I can do the most, and so.
And live the most.
Yeah,
and not be fearful. No, I'm saying live the most in terms of you don't have to be. No, seriously, think about live the most in terms of that stress. That stress, the microaggressions, that racism. I mean, it's here, but at least you know who it is. Like home, it's different.
But, you know, I would say this, and maybe Boulay will agree with me, maybe not. But those little microaggressions, those little things, you almost got to look for them, in my opinion.
Here. That's what I'm saying.
You got to look for them.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to be like, okay, I need somebody to microaggress against me or something. I don't know. Because everywhere I go, and what helps us as African Americans is the fact that that we talk like this.
Yeah.
You know,
But
and
that bothers me too much.
no, it shouldn't bother you.
But no,
It
in a
should
sense,
not
because
bother you at all.
I get different
Bother you.
treatment because, like,
No.
if I'm out, me, you, Bully, there's a table there, and it's here, a table of Americans. I'm gonna get treated than my brother and sister over there. That still bothers me.
Well, you know
because
what?
I'm American and they hear the accent. That
No,
still
okay,
bothers
okay,
me, and
but
I
this-
look the same.
Okay, let me help you out there. Let me supremely help you out.
And I get it's my dollars. It's
No,
this and
no,
that.
it has nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
What are you?
But
Kosa.
You're Kosa.
yeah, Kosa.
I know we both look black and we have a lot of similarities, but she's different because she's Kosa. So and if when she goes back home, she gets treated a certain way. If she goes to Durban, do you get treated the same in Durban than you get treated at home?
What, in her village or in Joburg?
I mean, Durban are Zulus.
And she
Yeah.
knows exactly.
So when they hear I'm a Kosa,
Yeah.
They
the way
automatically
they treat us,
Yeah.
yeah.
different.
Mhm. It's divisive.
Yeah. So it's not divisive. It's just that's their diversity, and that's diversity.
Thank you for explaining that.
Exactly. That's their
We want to
diversity.
say to you, it's normal.
It's normal.
It's
Yeah.
normal.
That's their diversity.
As long as there's no racism,
Yeah.
it's normal.
So what I'm seeing and perceiving, what my ignorance I thought was racism, is just more the cultural diversity in that you're going to be treated like a Southerner or I'll be treated like a Northerner
No,
just
you know,
because.
Okay, let me make it easy for
She's
you.
just gonna.
When they
Yeah.
hear you talking American, they want to treat you more better than me because of they can hear you're a visitor.
Yeah.
Mm.
You're a
Not
visitor.
because of this.
Okay.
Anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
They want to give you more.
Thank you for that. Thank
Yeah.
you for that.
Yeah.
Because
They want to
that
welcome
doesn't
you
sit
more.
well, but
Yeah.
that makes me
Yeah.
feel.
They want
okay.
you. They want you to feel welcome.
Okay.
They want you to feel.
Not
I mean,
because of maybe they
yeah.
are
Okay.
Yeah.
putting me on the side.
Okay.
They want to welcome you
Thank
more
you for
than-
that lesson.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better
Yeah.
because it just like, especially like, you know, when we go to those other places and I'm just like,
It's not that
Yeah.
they see anything
okay,
like bad or better.
okay,
You are a visitor.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That
Yeah.
makes me feel better because I'm just like, you know,
Because the good part about us, especially being African American, and I mean, hell, we earned it at this point. We actually
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
When I go to different parts of South Africa, and I'm dealing with all the cultures here,
Mhm.
they all want to show me their culture. They want to embrace me, and they want me to
It's
come
tiresome,
in.
but it's nice.
Yeah, no, it's great. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it because
Yeah.
I'm learning
Yeah.
things all the time.
Yeah.
And she's here. She knows the culture. She knows
Yeah.
this.
And she speaks 11 languages. You
Yeah.
speak. Yeah, I'm
So-
like,
so they
I got
know.
English
So-
and Spanish.
But they
That's
can
it.
still hear my accent, even if I can talk Tswana,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if I can speak Zulu.
Mhm.
They know I'm a Xhosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I get to Durban, okay, they can hear.
hmm
And in Durban, they want to treat me better than a Zulu
Yeah.
because of they can see that I'm a visitor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the good part about the whole thing, and I'm gonna wrap it up here, in that part, is the fact that she's a very proud coastal woman.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely. And those Zulu women are they're very proud people. And so we need to be
Because
just
they
as
know their
proud.
roots and
And we
history.
need to be just as proud.
But
We need
proud of what? That I'm a freaking refugee in our own country and I have no connection to my history.
what you need to be proud of, what I'm proud of, is the fact that I can come here
Okay.
and these South Africans, wherever you found in whatever culture, accept me as I am. As I am. They don't bring up the stuff that you're talking about. That's not a conversation. The conversation is, let me tell you about how we do here. You know what? Let's go grab this cooler box and go out over here and let's sit under this tree and let's talk about it. And then by the time you walk away from that tree, you've learned so much that you can identify with. And so you can always
That's the thing. That's why I said, why am I identifying?
you
It's
can
like a-
always
yeah.
put yourself in these spaces.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay because there's an American flag tattoo, or as somebody says, program proud to be only proud of America. Hell, I was a soldier. I went out to these combat zones.
Right.
I've done all
You
this
fought for
stuff.
the country. Yeah.
However, I get at this point in my life, I get to choose all the other things I didn't get a chance to choose for the most part. I get to choose.
Say that again. You get to choose.
I get to choose.
Your lifestyle.
I get to choose.
Yeah.
Still go to maybe Eastern Cape
Eastern Cape.
to see how maybe Xhosas behave.
Yeah.
To see how you need to go to like the villages.
Yes.
How you
They
be
leave
treated.
Thursday for
Yeah.
the village, but I'll be in Zambia.
Yeah, no, but that's
Yeah,
where
she
you.
needs to go to
Yeah,
the
so I
village to
spend.
see,
People see
not
us.
just around here in
Yeah.
Durban.
Yeah.
Go to the village.
Every
and
time
see.
it's time to go to village, something comes up.
If you were here in December,
Yeah.
and around the 15th, 16th, when everybody started getting missing, like where is everybody?
Oh yeah, they go home.
They're in the villages. You got friends, don't even know it. Hell,
You'll see how you.
and just go with them. Say, hey, can I go to the? They be like, yes.
They're homestead.
Yeah.
Like my brother, when
Go to
when
the
is he
village. You'll
leaving?
learn.
Thursday? Because when we were in Durban, they left us in in Durban and went to the village. They go all the time. And my niece was like, Auntie Stacey, you got to see how we actually go fetch water. You got
to
to
the
see.
Village.
Yeah.
And then you can understand, but then you'll be like, wow, I'm so accepted.
Mm-hmm.
You will never feel more accepted than when
Because
you're.
they keep waiting for me. They're waiting for me.
Just go.
They want to come and see me.
And they want to meet you, and you got to go see Go-Go.
Oh, yeah. I have so many Go-Go's here.
You got to see Go-Go. She gonna talk to you.
Yeah. The Go-Go's here to talk to me.
Yeah. We'll break it down.
I sit at her feet, and cook for me.
And that's where we are.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's why I like being here in South Africa. Like, I get to choose.
Yeah.
And they choose me every time, and I choose them every single time.
And it's going to work out. I'm not stressing over it. It's just, my husband is straight up DC, like that hustle bustle. That's what thrills him. So coming here, it's
DC will always be there.
That's the thing. But he's just like, and I'm like, you don't need, like that. I'm like, when is that hustle and bustle going to come out of you? Like, when is that? I'm like,
I did that. I used to be that guy.
We're almost 50. I'm like, we gotta
get there. I'm over 50. I'm 52, so.
Oh,
I get it.
Close,
I get it.
Yeah.
But
so I gotta wait till he's like actually 52 or 50.
No, he's here. Everybody's maturing different.
We're 47.
I'm still young. You get there.
I ain't young.
There you go. I remember.
That wasn't that long ago. Talking about
5 years ago.
That's not
5 years ago. I was in the States working at business, working super hard.
What was your wake up call and said I'm done? Because some people it's like a health scare. Some people it's like a financial crisis.
I'll put it like this. It's like when I was in the funniest one when I was in the Army. Mm-hmm. I was 31, 32 years old. I was doing very well for myself, and I messed around. One day, I literally got out of the bed, put my feet down, and I said I was gonna put my uniform on to go to do physical training, PT. And I said I ain't gotta do this no more.
So you were at retirement? Like I don't know.
No, I had 13 years in, and I was like I don't need to do this.
So you could just leave?
Yeah, I put my paperwork in, and I left.
I thought you had to do mandatory like years for the service and all that stuff.
You forgot who you're talking to. Okay. And I'm trying to be funny.
No, I got
I'm
you.
just telling you. There are those that
like,
that's the guy. You can get something done, talk to that guy.
Okay.
But anyway, and I just decided, I was like, you know what, it took me a little while to get out, but I ultimately bounced. And then when
something clicked, I'm done.
And I ended up applying for the Secret Service, and I got selected. Yeah. Came on board. I was on VP detail the whole nine. And then one day, we had so. In 2008, we started a company, but for 4 years, I was still working for Secret Service. So I was all over the world. Yeah. But I had a world phone talking to her about what's going on at the office.
Like my big phone.
Yeah, so we're doing our thing,
On different time zones.
Yeah, I'm everywhere, and somewhere in the country. Somewhere. And so I did my thing. And then one day, in 2012, I was like, because I had been in South Africa, it was in 2010. And I just decided.
Tasha been with you before?
Yeah, she had been. So I decided. We decided together. We was like, you know what? I ain't got to put up with this anymore. So, and a lot of it, great job, but it wasn't.
Feeding your spirit?
The diversity wasn't there. Let's say with that. Let's just go with that.
You know where I was.
Yeah. So I decided. Yeah. I decided to say we're gonna spend full time working on our business, and then we grew it.
That was a PT practice, or
PT practice. Okay. Yeah, we had a few locations, and then we ultimately just decided at that we got. So we was coming here all the time. The average person would be like, hold on, hey man.
Why you keep going
it's you two, you guys got a nice 4-bedroom house on an acre and a half of land. You got a pool out back. You got Porsches, Mercedes. You
got things.
We got all the stuff. We got TVs on every wall. We got furniture everywhere. We got boom, boom, boom. We got locations, people working for, the whole nine. And there are people in some people's lives, that's the pinnacle. We are.
To me, that's just
but we're spending more time in the Hamptons. We're spending more time in Martha's Vineyard. We're doing all
the places
stuff.
that you should vacation.
These are all the stuff. This is all the stuff.
Hilton Head, all those places.
All the stuff. Jekyll Island, all the stuff. We did all this stuff, and then RVs, whole nine. And then we still was like,
you ain't happy.
What are we doing? And then we decided to come. We kept coming back to Africa. Like, what are we doing? Okay, fine.
So would you come like a trip once a year? And...
Girl, no. We was here like, if you saw my old passport, I think I came. I was here at least 3 or 4 times a year for weeks or 2 weeks at a time.
Wow.
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
You are going to end up here.
Yeah. We just kept coming here, and
it was just a pull.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It just made more sense for us to be. But I got it summer, and I got a motorcycle sitting out there, and we can go ride and go to the Shenandoah or go to somebody's.
You said the Shenandoah. That doesn't compare to
exactly. Whatever, exactly.
I know. I hear you, but like when Tasha said Virginia Beach, like Virginia Beach and Shenandoah, it doesn't compare to the natural resources that you have here. It's like it doesn't compare.
So we did all that. It was like, okay.
Our vineyards.
Yeah, and Tasha was 30-something.
Oh, she's young.
Yeah, at the time. And so we was like, we're done. And so then we started saying, okay, fine, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna unencumber ourselves.
Yeah.
And so we knew what our company was
Purge.
worth, and we knew what was sitting out in our garages and the monies that we already had. So we was like, you know what?
Liquidate.
We're gonna just come to South Africa, and we're gonna chill. And we came here to chill, and then ultimately, then we started. People kept asking us about.
People stateside.
People about us coming here. Us people wanted to come travel here.
Oh.
So we said, okay, this is what we'll do. We'll only do this because we didn't have to do a lot. So we're like, we'll only do this.
Yeah.
And but we're business people. So what ultimately happened is, so okay, if we are going to do this, we're going to do it like this. We're going to have proper vendors.
Yeah.
We're going to have proper relationships.
Yeah.
We're going to have proper. We don't have anything. I don't know what janky looks like. So everything is proper. So we have
your reputation tanks before you even start growing.
But our company is set up properly to the point to where, now, the Marriott Group, they call us. The Legacy Group, they call us. We don't call any. They call they call us. They call us because they see what we're doing and they see how they're seeing how we do it. And it's not just a YouTube channel. It's
I'm
so
saying
funny.
I'm not a social media person, and so I don't even have social media presence. And so when I Google and research, I was like, oh, so I just started. I just hit the subscribe and was like, oh, let me see.
We just put stuff out because we can, but at the end of the day, on the business side, we're more slanted towards that, and that's why we can do what we do. And we have a lot of support. People think it's just me and Tasha. We laugh. We like, okay, think what you want to think. That's fine.
Well, I'll send referrals to your way because I want people to be able to experience. And it's the high cotton, as I say, the high cotton people.
But
your vineyard people.
Or we get those who we had a guy. I can't remember his damn name. This guy sent $50 every week or every month.
I love it.
He sent $50 and he's paid up now. He's just waiting to come. But he sent his little $50.
Yep, I love it.
I'm like, they say 50, 50, 50, 50.
And that's a lot to him. That's a commitment.
And because he wants to get a part of this Africa. So at the end of the day, we want people to come here and have some levels of experience.
Yeah.
Not just get on one of these tour groups and then they just take you around real quick and then you leave.
Or the bicycle tours to Soweto.
Yeah. But we just want people to meet some people and talk. Like the last people that just left.
That lady with her birthday, the blonde hair. That lady.
No, this is another one. Actually, I haven't put that video out yet. It's coming out. But her too. But everybody's just like, I'm meeting people. I'm talking to people. People are helping me. I'm walking. They're walking into a clicks and like, wow, everything's here. I'm like, why wouldn't it be here? But they think it's not CVS. It's not whatever
and clicks.
Walgreens or whatever it is in the States. So people are really. I matter of fact, I tell you this short story.
I can get service better here than I can at home, especially with my hair.
Jane
comes over to the house every time I land and braids my hair 2 hours and I'm done. $30.
Well, the young lady that's in videos coming up, that's what she was standing in one of the hotels, and she was at a mall and she was talking to the girl at the mall who works there, and she was like, "Hey, I see." I'm
gonna take a couple.
Yeah, sure. They started talking about her hair, and then she said, "Well, don't worry about it. I can call my girl." And she will meet you at your hotel and get it done. Yep. And so when I saw Marie, I'm like,
your hair's different.
I could. When
I land, bully nose.
And she said it was only like for total price like $40.
And this at home is $300.
Yeah.
And then people don't believe me when I tell them. They were like, "Well, I will fly there just to get my hair braided."
And that's what she was like, yes. She was like, and I only pay. She's from Brooklyn. She's like,
she knows what she knows.
She said, "This is good stuff." She said, "I'm sorted."
Yeah.
The
fiber, as you guys call it.
Yeah, I don't know what they call it.
I know, because you got a lot of hair.
Yeah, I got plenty of hair. Yeah. All right, guys. My name is Mark Edward Blanton from the Real South Africa, and we just wanted to let you know that there is an avenue to get to South Africa. It's through our company. We're based in Johannesburg. That really helps you out because we have locations like this that can definitely help you enjoy your time here. We sort out all your lodging, all your activities. We sort out everything for you because you don't want to be sitting here trying to figure out where you're going to go next. We take care of all that for you. So the best thing I can tell you to do is just reach out to us at The Real South Africa. Our website is www.therealsouthafrica.com. And then, of course, info@therealsouthafrica.com. And that'll help get you here, too. So go ahead and let's start your journey to South Africa today. All right, guys, we really got into that episode. It went a little long. It was kind of fun, and we
We went back and forth opposing viewpoints, but like I said, we would love for you guys to give us your ideas as well. So we would love to hear from you. And of course, you know, we do very big here at The Real South Africa.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.